Chapter 13. Age 781. A lone man sits on a throne of stone. In the distance, the planet's third sun rises to join its twin brothers in the sky. The added light doesn't add to the planet's aesthetic, as it is practically rotting away. He stands, walking to the edge of the high platform his house resides on, the ground beneath him crunching due to the inches-thick layer of dust. He lifts off into the air, flying towards the horizon. Just 10 more hours and another cycle can begin. He thinks, staring down at his prize. Planet 218 high orbit. The scanners were silent for a time. Bara is panicked, searching each section of the nearly formed asteroid field below them for a sign of KLL. Please, KLL, come on. I know you survived this. If not even death can stop you, certainly this can't either. He thinks furiously as another sector comes up empty. Sir, Helm calls over the comms. I've got something in Sector 17B. I'm marking it on the view screen. The screen in front of them lights up with several markings, one of which shows the location of a new reading. At King Vegeta's order, the ship begins making its way there. The slow going, as the ship has to move around several chunks of the planet before arriving in the correct area. My lord, Bara calls out. It's KLL, right there, pointing outward. Floating among the debris is KLL's broken, bloody form. Blue from a lack of oxygen, and icy from the frozen coldness of space. It's a race against time to bring him aboard. A race they are already losing. You there, soldier? King Vegeta points at one of the strike force members on board. Yes, sire, Sana asks. Grab a suit and gather him up. Be quick. Stick him in a med tank the moment he's on board. He orders. Helm, plot a course for planet Vegeta. Sana salutes and does as she is told, even if she doesn't like it. You have awoken. HP fully restored. Quest success. Objectives. Defeat Frieza. Pass. Plus 200. 000 XP. Bonus objective number 1. Use 0 Senzu beans. Fail. Plus 0 XP. Bonus objective number 2. Do not destroy the planet. Fail. Plus 0 XP. Bonus objective number 3. Successfully use the mind's eye to survive. Pass. Plus 10. 000 XP. Total reward. 210. 000 XP.
11. 350 XP till level 15.
Level up alert. I snap awake floating within a med tank, hooked up to a multitude of sensors. A quick look at my time indicator tells me that's been almost 24 hours since I defeated Frieza. The look on his face as he turned, seeing me there whole and strong again, was happily etched into my mind. Ah, showed you, bitch. I think as I begin checking over my body, there doesn't appear to be any further damage to me, besides my missing eye. It made seeing things kinda difficult, but I could compensate with my energy sensing easily enough. I accessed the alert telling me I was ready to level up. Bing! You have leveled up to 15. Rewards. Plus 2 attribute points. Plus 2 feats. Plus 2 special move creation points. I noticed that I'm now receiving 2 feats per level up. I expect it's because I hit level 15. I put the 2 attribute points into perception and intelligence while I grabbed the 3rd level of the oxygen. Who needs that? Feat tree and the first special feat, Super Kaioken X4. I wasn't gonna find myself suffocating in space, or facing off against a stronger opponent, ever again. From now on, I would be the one with the advantage. I finalize everything and pull up my character sheet. Name KLL. Title, The Super Saiyan Gamer. Race, Saiyan. Age 13 years. Status, alive. LVL, 15. 594. 350/874. 350.
280. 000 XP till LVL 16.
Stats. S. 8. Plus 191. 199. P. 4. Plus 99. 103.
E 8 più 191, 199.
C. 3. Plus 30. 33. I. 6. Plus 43. 49. A. 6. Plus 143. 149.
L5 plus 25, 30.
Health. Strength X, Endurance X, Level X 20. 199 by 199. X. 15 by 20. Equals 11. 880. 300 HP. Energy. Scion. Strength X Endurance equals Base Energy. Base Energy X Battles equals Energy Regen. Energy Regen X Level equals Power Level. Power Level X Energy Modification equals Total Power. 199 times 199 is equal to 39,601. 39,601 times 6.0 is equal to 237,606. 237,606 times 15 is equal to 3,564,090. 3, 564, 090x 15.4 equals 54, 886, 986 slash asterisk asterisk, 3,564,090x 15.4 plus 50 equals 233, 091, 486 slash asterisk 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 asterisk. Base energy, 39,601. Energy regen, 237,606. Power level, 3,564,090. Energy modifier, 15.4. Scion Elite, 0.2. Plus a drastic loss, 0.3. Plus inner eye, 0.2. Plus earn Zenkai, 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 0.2. Plus limits released, 10. Plus earn Zenkai, 0.2. Plus earn Zenkai, 0.4. Plus earn Zenkai, 0.4. Final power level, 54. 886. 986 slash asterisk asterisk. Final power level with Super Saiyan multiplier, 233. 091. 486 slash asterisk 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 asterisk.
Super Kaioshin X2, 466, 182,972, o asterisco 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 asterisco.
Super Kaioshin X3, 699, 274, 458 slash 00 asterisk 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 asterisk. Super Kaioshin X4, 932, 365, 944 slash 00 asterisk asterisk. Feats. Scion Elite, a drastic loss, inner eye EX, enhanced Zenkai, energy suppression EX, energy sense LVL3. Oxygen? Who needs it? LVL1. Oxygen? Who needs it? LVL2. Oxygen? Who needs that? LVL3, strength of conviction, gamer's mind V2, lucky shot, second wind, a chance for regrowth remaining feats. 0. Special feats. Super Kaioshin X4. Perks. The gamer, how old am I? Bonus feats, X3. Special abilities. Zenkai, healing from less than 30% HP adds 0.1 to your energy modifier. Scion prowess, every battle lends to your strength. Every battle you participate in which you damage someone past 80% HP, adds 1 to your battle count. Inner eye possesses the third eye, in the middle of the forehead. +1 to perception, -1 to charisma, plus 0.2 to energy modifier. Unlocks feat, energy sense LVL2. Super Saiyan, adds +50 to your energy modifier while transformed. Spark of divinity? Holy shit, I think upon seeing the increase from Super Kaioshin. A power level of nearly 1 billion is insane. It's not going to be enough to face off against the likes of Broly, Majin Buu, or Beerus, but it was a start. There has also been a change to the colored stars that appear next to my power level estimates. I begin sensing the energy signatures around me, quickly placing myself on planet Vegeta. I'm already fully healed, so waiting around in the med tank is a huge waste of time. I use the input pad on the inside of the tank to hit the release and wait for the liquid to drain out. Once it drains and the system opens up, I step out. Using my aura, I quickly whip up the wind to dry me off. A search finds me a set of standard Scion armor nearby. Once I'm dressed, I head to the door and exit the room. Excuse me. A voice calls out from down the hall as soon as I exit. I turn towards the voice and find myself staring at some random Scion from Strike Force 18. Yes? What can I do for you? Asked. King Vegeta wishes to see you, the Scion says, pointing back the way he came. Lead on, then, I tell him. With a nod, he leads me back the way he came. There isn't much of a journey ahead of us, as apparently I was in the royal palace. It's interesting that I was apparently healing in King Vegeta's personal med pod. I think as we finally exit the hallways into the throne room, King Vegeta and the Crown Prince Indivaya are sitting on their respective thrones, watching me warily as I enter. Sire, I have brought the Scion KLL as requested. The assisting Scion says once we approach. Vegeta waves him off, and he quickly exits, bowing low as he does so. King Vegeta studies me for a time, saying nothing, I begin to consider speaking first, but he finally speaks. Tell me, KLL, was it? Did you defeat Frisia? He asks. I nod, replying, Yes, my king. All the evidence I have access to tells me he is dead. King Vegeta shares a look with Prince Indivaya before continuing on. I've received reports that you've unlocked a previously unknown form for Science. You've taken to calling it a Super Saiyan? I nod before he, of course, asks to see it. My power level is currently sitting at 300k, so I simply flick the switch, my aura lighting up bright gold, along with my hair. King Vegeta stands, walking over to me, studying the changes that the transformation brought. I see. I was told by Captain Xenace that you believe any Saiyan can reach this form. Is that true? He asks. Yes, sir. It takes a specialized situation, but I see absolutely no reason that every Saiyan on this planet and others couldn't eventually reach this form. I answer, HMMF. Then as of right now, KLL, you have a new job. You are to help myself, my son, and a select few others to gain this transformation. Understood? He asks. Yes, sir. As long as I have some free time for other projects, I have no objections. I tell him, what projects are these? He asks, walking back to his throne. I made several deals to bring everyone back to life. I need to see them through as it would be bad faith otherwise. They shouldn't take long. A few months at max. I explain. I see. I have no issues with that. Captain Xenace also told me that there was someone that wanted to meet me. As part of her deal with you? He replies. Yes, sir. Her name is Bulma, and meeting you was her only request for her help. I tell him, what did she do? He asks. I explain about the gravity chamber and how it was able to push my strength to new heights, which enabled me to fight Frisia, even in his 5th form, at an equal level. Very well. When shall I meet her? He asks. You can meet her right now if you'd like? I answer, approaching the throne, holding out my hand. He eyes it warily for a moment, before reaching out, taking my hand. Earth. With a soft pop, King Vegeta and I appear within Bulma's laboratory. Hey, Bulma, let me introduce you to King Vegeta. She turns her eyes wide and staring. Planet Vegeta 3 months later. Dodge! I yell, throwing a hard kick at Kakaroto's face. He bends backward, dodging, his own legs coming up for kicks of their own. I grab one of his legs from the air, wrenching him towards me, before slamming him into the ground. I duck down, dodging a right cross from Prince Indivaya. I sink my fist into his stomach, launching him back. Not good enough. I think as I sense King Vegeta's energy explode several hundred feet away, a harsh blast of energy approaching me from behind. I whirl around and meet the beam with one of my own, before using instant transmission to appear behind him, blasting him in the back with a low-powered palm blast. Kakaroto appears from my blind spot, catching me slightly off guard, but isn't anywhere close to fast enough to close in without me getting my guard up. Block, block, block. A dodge left, and a hard uppercut slips through his own defense, knocking him backward. Vegeta and Indivaya rush in, attempting to double-team me, but even then the blows that make it through aren't enough to stop my onslaught. Another minute and it's all over. King Vegeta is crouched over Indivia's downed form, breathing heavily. Kakaroto is still standing, but his left arm is practically shattered. You're almost there, Kakaroto. A small push more and your power level will be high enough. You'll need a trigger, but I've got an idea for that already. I tell them, they've come a really long way in the past 3 months. The growth was really stagnant the first month, but Bulma came through for me. The gravity chamber had been rebuilt and could now triple local gravity with no strain. It wasn't good enough for my own training, but for the other Saiyans, it was a huge boost. Kakaroto, who was at nearly 900k without real strength training, was now closing in on 3M with only 15x Earth's gravity. King Vegeta was getting close as well, but his growth was slower. Due to having an entire empire to run, along with absorbing large parts of Frisia's empire, he was working 3 full-time jobs. He had delegated some of it, of course, but quite a bit needed his direct input. But Indivaya, Jesus kid, I thought studying him. 3 months ago, his power level was barely 200k. Today, though, name, Indivaya. Title, Crown Prince of all Saiyans. Race, Saiyan. Age 25 years. Status, alive. HP, 3,243,240. Power level, 5,255,712. LVL, 22. Indivaya is the son of King Vegeta. Born with a high power level, he was trained harshly as a child. The pride of King Vegeta, it is believed he may one day be the strongest of them all. He has not once said, I am the prince of all Saiyans. Thankfully, his growth was absolutely ridiculous. He'd spent more time than anyone else in the new gravity chamber, and it was showing. Add in his level, and I'm assuming either a high Zenkai or high battle count, and his power level was shooting up and up. I needed to have a conversation with Vegeta soon. No time like the present, I guess. I thought as King Vegeta prepared a med shot for Indivaya. Sir, wait, asked. Before you inject him and wake him up, I need to speak to you about something. He gives me a look before approaching me. What is it? Indivaya is ready to ascend. However, he's going to need a trigger. I tell him, you've mentioned this trigger before. What is it? He asks. In order to ascend, a Scion needs two things. A high power level and a moment of extreme emotions. Self-hate. Self-hate? He asks quizzically. Yes, self-hate. I have a plan on how to do it, but I'll need your help. I tell him. 2 weeks later. Again, we're in the process of battling it out. Kakarot is off-planet dealing with issues that had popped up in the Empire, so today it was just King Vegeta and Prince Indivaya. The perfect time to enact my plan. I was having to raise and lower my power level repeatedly to match Vegeta's and Indivia's individually. It wasn't a struggle, not really, but was kinda annoying. I gave Vegeta a look and he nods. We both attack, with him quickly being knocked away harshly. He hits the ground and rolls several times before coming to a rest. Father! Indivaya yells, rushing to his side. I slowly rush in, expecting Indivaya to react to my continued attack. I gotten a good read on him, so of course he did. Stop! Stand down, KLL. My father needs medical attention. He orders me. Ugh! I yell, coming to a stop. I am so tired of you weaklings. What did you say? Indivaya says, looking up at me from where he is tending to Vegeta. I said I'm tired of training you too. You'll obviously never actually make it to Super Saiyan. I'm wasting my time here. I should just kill the both of you and take the Empire for myself. I tell him, walking towards them. You wouldn't dare. Prince Indivaya practically snarls. He reaches up to hit the comlink on his scouter, but with a burst of speed, I've kicked him away from Vegeta, plucking up both of the scouters at the same time. No, Prince. No help is coming for you two today. I've decided. I'm gonna kill you both and take the Empire for myself. Unless you'd like to suddenly become a Super Saiyan. I say, pausing for a moment. No, I didn't think so. I cock my head to the side, studying him for a moment. He struggles to his feet, looking between me and Vegeta. With a push, my energy ignites, turning bright golden, my hair quickly following. The ground around my feet practically vaporizes, spinning around me in the air. Say goodbye, Prince, I say, disappearing to his vision, moving so fast that there isn't even a blur as I slam into him. I've actually lowered my power level so that I'm only about 3M above his current strength. Not enough to kill him, but more than enough to bat him around like a toddler. A hard knee to his chest launches him backward, sending him skipping across the ground like a flat stone thrown into the water. I land lightly and wait as he again struggles to his hands and knees. I raise my hand outward, to my side, facing Vegeta's prone form. As Indivia's eyes finally raise as well, taking in what I'm about to do, I release the energy I'd built up. With an agonizingly bright flash, I vaporize the landscape to my left for over 1,000 feet. "Nu!" he yells, trying to get to his feet to save Vegeta. As the smoke clears, it's obvious that Vegeta couldn't have survived the attack, as there is nothing left where he had laid. "Do you see what weakness has brought you, Indivaya?" I tell him, not moving an inch. "If only you hadn't been such a failure, you could have saved him. I wonder who all else will die, as I take the Empire from you." "Why, you bastard!" he screams at me. "I won't let you do this. I don't care how strong you are. I'll fucking kill you." He finally stands, as his power starts to practically boil with rage. He throws both arms out to his sides, outstretched wide open. His aura flashes brightly, as his energy condenses down into just his hands. "Ruag!" he screams, pumping his energy into the attack. "Indivaya, you fucking monster! I'll destroy you, and avenge my father," he thinks, as his energy reaches a fever pitch. "This is your end, KLL. Final flash," as he finally lets go. KLL. In my first life, Vegeta was always a favorite of mine. One of the scenes I'd watched over and over was Vegeta's first use of Final Flash against Cell. The music, the size of the attack, the sheer awesomeness of it. The simple facts are, Indivia's attempt was pitiful in comparison. I can sense the energy in the attack, and it's just not enough to hurt me. I raise one hand, as the giant blast slams into me, splitting the energy to both sides of me. I start walking forward, pushing my way to him, till I suddenly break through. His eyes widen, before I slam a fist into his chin, knocking him backward, ending the attack. Another punch to his gut sends him sprawling. As he rises to his knees, I kick him hard in the side, knocking the wind out of him. "Your father would be ashamed, I think, Indivaya. He at least had real pride. What do you have, other than a falsely inflated sense of self-worth?" I ask, stalking towards him. By now, the very real fear that he's going to die is settling in, and the tears have begun to flow. I hear him whisper, "Father," as I close in. Suddenly, his energy explodes around him, the ground practically sparking outward, as his aura flashes to gold. His hair, tall and spiky like his father's, spikes even more as it too turns to the bright golden locks of a Super Saiyan. I stop walking forward, instead of waiting for the transformation to complete. There is a look of absolute shock on his face, as he realizes that he's finally done it. He pushes himself to his feet, glaring harshly at me. "You shouldn't have pushed me, Kale. Now it's your turn," he screams, as his power starts to rise at an astounding rate. No, I answer back. With an explosion of energy, he rockets towards me. With a slight push, I force my power level to almost 50% of my max and hit him dead center in the solar plexus. There is a slight crack as his aura breaks apart, and his hair drops back to black. He hits the ground, falling into blissful unconsciousness. "And that's that," I say as I drop back to my base form. "What do you think, sir?" I ask, looking over my shoulder. "I think my son is going to hate us both, for a time, but I'll be damned if I'm not the proudest father alive right now," he replies, approaching his son and picking him up and onto his shoulder. "You've done your part, KLL. You're on leave for 3 months. I expect you back on time, as we have several other candidates for ascension." He tells me, "Yes, sir. I should hopefully be back sooner than that. If not, I'll definitely be on time." I tell him as I lift off. It may have been harsh, but it needed to be done. Well, let's get this show on the road. I think as I disappear with a pop. With a soft pop, I appear on Cammy's lookout. I can sense both Cammy and Mr. Popo are out and about, so I quickly track them down. "Hello, Cammy," I say upon being noticed. "Hello, KLL, welcome back. It's been a few months."
Kami replies.
"It has, yes. It's been really busy for me, actually," I reply, nodding to Mr. Popo. "Well, you've arrived at last. I've had Mr. Popo ready the ship for you, as you requested. When will you be leaving?"
Kami asks.
"As soon as I can. It'll take a while to make the trip, and I'm on limited time." I tell them, "Of course, my friend. Mr. Popo, please lead him to the ship." He asks, "Come with me, KLL." Mr. Popo says, taking out his magic carpet, getting on and lifting off. I follow along as asked, and it's a very quick flight out into the wastelands to the ship. Mr. Popo explains how it works in basic terms and allows me entrance. I settle in, accessing the console as Mr. Popo heads off. Takes a few minutes to acclimate correctly, but once I've figured the system out, I set a course for Namek. I can't read Namekian, otherwise I'd have used the system to get the location and simply traveled there in a Scion space pod. I work with what I've got, I think, as I blast off. Age 781. A lone man sits on a throne of stone. In the distance, the planet's third sun rises to join its twin brothers in the sky. The added light doesn't change the landscape much, the bright blue of the grass reflecting back at him. He exits, walking across the beautiful plateau his little home rests on, before launching himself into the air. He travels for a while, before landing on the edge of a small island. He crouches down, poking a hole into the soft, loamy soil, before placing a single seed. He smiles to himself. Another cycle begins, he thinks, lifting off once again into the air.